in case we need to cut something or open something.
Do you keep it within arm's reach at all times? It stays here,
because if it doesn't stay here, then I don't know where it is.
That's a great point.
You know, when I do need to be like, go to the studio.
Where's the lesbian connection knife?
Where is it? It's just here.
Craigslist missed lesbian connections. I purchased you recently, and I can't find you.
You are brushed silver.
You have many
useful
appendages.
I think there's like 46 different things that this can do.
That feels like an exaggeration to me.
Well, 1, 2, all right.
No, I'm saying like I wouldn't doubt that it's marketed as having 46 things that you can do with it.
No, I don't think it even said. I think it was like up for us.
The reality is you're only ever going to use the knife and the scissors.
The problem is the more I use this, the more I'm going to hurt myself.
The more chances.
I don't need you to drop me off at Fanny Allen. Nobody needs that. You know what I mean? Can I get a couple stitches here? No.
That's a priority, right? My stitches?
Are we good?
My cut finger?
Are we good? Just a butterfly from Rite Aid? Okay. Fuck it.
I wonder how much, like, self-medication.
I knew you were going to say that. I can answer it for you.
There's
a lot.
Plenty of that. I was thinking like self-administered medicine. That's what I was really thinking about. Like how many times people have just, I'm not going to the hospital right now. This finger will be fine.
Right.
Or like that nail in my foot, I'm sure wasn't rusty. It'll be good.
It's fine. It looked like a brand new nail.
It's a brand new nail.
But if you can just grab me those 2 strips of cloth and that wooden stick. I just need to. I'm a bleeder.
If you could bring me the kit, I will turn it. But I need the kit in order to cut off the bleeding.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of that going on.
I would imagine so.
I don't think I remember. Oh, no. Do I remember how to be funny?
We are about to find out.
Super. I will tell you this.
Yeah.
Since I've been home, I can't tell you how many lesbians walk by my house. Like, not by my house, but like they're just walking by.
I was going to say, are you on some kind of list?
No.
Okay.
I could be.
I mean.
But like, yeah, they're walking by. Everybody's with their dogs and with like a mask or a gator.
Yeah. Is it just that you're noticing them or there's just so many people home now?
I'm just home looking out the window and they're home. Walking by my window.
I will say, there were a lot of walkers just from Main Street.
Lesbians. A lot of lesbians.
I'm not here. You're going to know better than me.
The street's like Dyke City.
That's going in the show. Okay. This street's like Dyke. Maybe Dyke City is the episode title.
Maybe.
Draw a whole new audience.
It's like Dyke City.
Like Dyke City, so we can be very Dyke City.
Yeah. Welcome to Winooski. Formerly the Onion City. Now Dyke City. And they'd need like theme music. But what would the town logo look like? Oh, the town logo would be the road vaginas. There we go. It's like we have to do everything.
Where is the town committee? Where is the planning board? Come on,
we got to do
everything for Dyke City. God. Now I'm singing Paradise City, but with Dyke City, trying to come up with lyrics. Anyway, we got to get into this podcast.
Yeah, okay, we could work on that.
The syllables don't work, but we figured it out.
No, but you could add something before.
The something Dyke City? Yeah, that's a great point.
No,
we'll let the listeners work on that one.
Sure.
Okay. Welcome to Bitter Coffee, a comedy podcast from 2 friends who are just about over it. I'm Derek Fanton.
And I'm Kelly Coffey. I will say this, yes. I am over it.
I almost changed it. I wanted to stay on brand, but as I was saying it, I was like, have we gone over it at this point? We've reached over it. And we've drawn back our masks, and we are here now.
Here we are.
To finally come back to you. I gotta say, I am dangerously excited to be podcasting with you again, Kelly.
Same. Like my heart rate?
Yeah,
a lot higher than it should be.
Yeah, I don't know if it's coming across on the mic, but I'm making hand motions once again off mic hand motions to indicate that I'm way up here today to be back podcasting with you.
Right there with you.
We hope that everyone is doing well. We hope that everyone has made it to this point safely and relatively peacefully from a mental standpoint, because I think that's the biggest challenge right now. We were checking in before the show, and there's a lot of like, how are you? How are you? What a complex goddamn question that is these days to answer. Ultimately, we just hope that all of you are doing all right. And we have a lot that we want to discuss.
I have a full list.
Kelly has a full-size, non-college ruled notebook that is
you're
rife
right.
for content.
Absolutely right. I did not even notice that.
Not to call you out. I don't want to put your notebook on blast.
No.
But no, I just think there's a lot there, and I can't wait to talk about some things. So
I don't even know where to start.
Just rip into it. What do you want to talk about today, Kelly?
Well, really happy that I'm here with you today.
Likewise.
Glad it could happen.
Likewise, my friend.
I think we're close enough to being 6 feet away from one another.
Oh yeah, we were talking about continuing to isolate even in the same space. I think this table. I haven't got my measuring tape with me, but I'm pretty sure we're fine.
And it's weird that I wouldn't have one just readily available.
I'm sort of surprised that you don't just have a measuring tape here. We have pop filters. That's very much like a mask. We're fine.
It's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine. I mean, I can barely see you with this pop filter.
Hello, friend. Other human person.
Derek, is that you?
I can barely make you out.
And I haven't really, I've talked to people over the phone.
Yeah.
But I haven't really been around a lot of people in like a week.
Yeah.
Because, I'll break it down for you. I was furloughed from like my regular job at the hospital.
Gotcha.
Because, okay. And.
Is it?
Well,
all right.
Maybe
okay.
based on my tone, maybe not.
Yeah, okay.
So then I was doing screening for about 10 weeks.
Yep.
And that really posed its own set of problems and challenges.
Sure.
And as people started to come back to work, I decided that I did not want to be one of those people.
I mean, that is your decision to make, and only you can make it. And I'm proud of you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I am on furlough until September 30th. Can you see my eyes rolling to the back of my head?
But it gives us time to podcast.
It does.
And that, makes it all worth it as far as I'm concerned.
I'm taking some extra summer classes, so it's not like I'm not doing anything.
Sure.
I made a vase of lilacs today.
So you're into flower arranging.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Can't you tell? Look at it. It's an angry.
No, it's lovely.
No, it is.
It's in a mason jar, as one would expect.
Of course.
And I think it's lovely. Very nice.
So that's
we
what I
all
do.
need quarantine skills. Hashtag quarantine skills.
Gonna start a garden.
Great. Awesome.
But I have to wait until it stays above 50 degrees.
Even though it was 95 yesterday.
Doesn't matter.
It's going to be, I think the low was 39 for Sunday.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Where the do we live? Honestly, come on.
Animals up here.
It's a little easier to stay home when you don't want to go outside because it's so hot.
And here's the thing. I've never really been one to want to go outside.
Same, my friend.
Socialize.
No, see or talk to people. I'm with you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'd love to see you. It's a pandemic. So...
Maybe we just use that going forward. I would, but the pandemic.
I would, but
then 2023.
Global pandemic. But here's a funny thing. I had called my credit card companies. Well, they're not mine, but the companies with whom I have credit cards, just to say hey, I've been furloughed. Can we maybe figure something out?
Let's make a deal.
And I have 3 credit cards. So 2 companies were like, oh, yeah, absolutely. This is what we can do.
Nice.
And they made it manageable.
Yep.
Third place I called. Yeah, what's going on? What? And it's not my line. It's stolen from someone.
Oh, okay.
It's stolen from the Batesy family.
Got it.
Of course. It's stolen from Dan Batesy.
Yeah.
His line is, I don't know if you know this. We got a little bit of a bug going on up here.
Little bit of a bug going on.
Yeah.
Oh, Dan, well done.
Yeah. He works for the Vermont Department of Health.
Okay, cool.
And
so he uses that line a lot.
And it always kills. Apparently it always kills. It did not disappoint when I used it. So that's our gift to everyone.
Oh, got a little bit of a bug.
Use that.
And I like the location specific part, up here.
Up here.
I don't know what you got going on down there, wherever you happen to be. Up here, though, a little bit of a bug.
Got a little bit of a bug going on.
A little bit of a bug.
So, yeah, it's a great line. I really appreciate it.
How did the credit card company react to got a little bit of a bug going on?
Well, there was kind of oh, right. And I think she looked around and realized that she was working from home.
There was no one to look at.
For a reason. She's in her sweatpants. And you know what? Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go off on another
Take a
topic.
right turn.
Just
Take a
for
right turn,
second.
Kelly. I'm ready.
I have never worn so many pairs of sweatpants in my life. Even in the hot weather, I'm just go to a lighter weight.
More of a Terry.
And my friend Collier, for my birthday back in February, pre-pandemic days.
Sure.
She had sent me these pants. Mm-hmm. They're like a loungy kind of pant.
Ooh.
I now refer to them as my pandemic pants.
Nice.
They're perfect.
Nice.
Every pandemic needs a look. Uh-huh. And this being my first pandemic.
You're really setting the standard.
I was a baby during the last one. I barely remember.
Sure, right.
And
everybody's got pandemic pants right now. I've been seeing a lot of comments on like if you're quarantining in jeans, talk to me about your thought process.
Yeah.
And I will admit to having like house jeans that I do like chores and stuff in.
Oh.
That are just like
house jeans.
Yeah, house jeans that are just like worn down pants that I wouldn't ever wear to say work or out really.
Okay.
But like they're comfortable. And so I feel okay about wearing them because I don't own like sweatpants. I go straight to pajamas. I've got pants and then I've got flannel pajamas.
There's no middle ground.
No middle ground for me. There's no athletic wear long pants whatsoever. Only shorts and jammy pants. But I will tell you, there's been a lot of days, full days of jammy pants at home. And it's just been a joy.
It's great.
It's going to be hard to go back.
Kind of stresses me out.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew the pandemics were stressful historically.
Historically, pandemics, if there's one thing you could say about them, a little bit stressful.
Because there was never like, oh, did you hear that 1918 flu joke? There's no comedy series based on a pandemic.
Next up on HBO, that hilarious rom-com, Scarlet Fever.
Now, here's a good question.
Yeah.
Do you think that you and I should maybe write, what do they call it, a treatment? They call it a treatment?
Sure.
For like a quarantine sitcom? Right?
I think we could get behind that idea.
How long could that take?
It's all right there. It's all laid out before us. All we got to do is capture and put it out on the page.
For God's sake. Yeah, maybe we'll do that.
Do you anticipate there being a coming-of-age drama called The Quarantines at any point soon?
Oh.
Because I could see that happening.
Yeah, I could see that
It's just
happening.
sitting right there.
It's not a show that I would watch. Even if it's like a sitcom or like a limited series.
Yeah. Well, I brought it up because there's been a lot of media that has kind of come out of this in the moment because every company and organization and person has tried to figure out, like, how do I do what I do right now? And so I was curious, and I don't know if you have any thoughts. It's been quarantine, to be honest.
I'm on furlough. I'm not supposed to have thoughts.
Quarantine, honestly, has been like a really strong time for the Derek Fenton affinity brands. Like things that I follow have been very strong through quarantine. Some good news with John Krasinski, which I was not a huge fan of, but he did have all of the Hamilton cast come on and sing Alexander Hamilton to a little girl who couldn't go to the show because everything was shut down for quarantine. Made my day. Love that.
Now, who's she related to?
The girl?
Yeah.
Yeah, who does she know?
Well, yeah,
to get that
what
that
kind
gig?
of juice does she have?
That is the
right?
first thing I think of too, because I'm a pessimistic asshole. I'm
Yeah.
like, not just any normal person gets that serenade.
No. Oh, my daughter's upset. Let me make a call.
Yeah, let me just. I'll call up John. I'm sure John and Emily will help us out with this.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
absolutely. They're home.
That's a great question. I really am curious. I'd love the origin story of how that came to be. The other couple of pieces of media that I've really appreciated, Jason Mraz has a weekly live stream.
I've seen that.
Which I'm a huge fan of because he can't figure out how to do it right. It's great.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Every single episode, like he has some kind of like huge technical difficulty and you can see it on his face that he's just so annoyed. And he is all of us. He is all of us that have been like tested things. Listen, as somebody who helps to produce a podcast, I can say that you can have things tested perfectly and then you try to do it and it doesn't work.
100%.
And it's great to watch him try to figure it out in real time. And then I would say the other piece of wonderful media that I've seen come out of this has been the Cooped Up by Spose. Wrote a whole song about quarantine and how to being home with his kids all the time is kind of a nightmare.
Okay.
And he's got 4 kids. And it's great. Great song. Look up Cooped Up by Spose if you're looking for a quarantine anthem. Can highly recommend.
I have 4 plants that I can hardly... including the lilacs that I just cut like an hour ago.
That's the 4th plant.
Barely
that
keep everything under control.
So I'm curious what other people have enjoyed from quarantine, trying to take some joy out of this whole thing. If there have been particular pieces of media that you've enjoyed, we'd love to hear about it. Shoot us an email.
What is
because
our
we
email?
won't check it.
I still don't know the password. I don't.
Listen, social media is always the best way to get us because that's where we actually look.
Yeah.
I believe our email is bittercoffeepod@gmail.com. And I think, thank God, it auto directs to open to my inbox when I just open my email. I'm hoping.
Okay.
Otherwise, if you've written us an email in the last, I don't know, ever, make sure that you also hit us up on social media. Hit us up on Facebook
We
or
should
Twitter.
maybe make a bigger effort
You know what? I think we're making just the right amount of effort.
No, you're right. You're right. I have been watching a hell of a lot of television.
Okay. I mean, you're not alone there.
No.
It's a popular pastime right now. Let's talk about it. Talking TV. It's back.
Oh my God.
Remember segments?
Talking TV.
We got a
back.
segment.
Dead to Me?
Oh,
Huge
okay.
fan. Huge fan.
Yep.
Like part of me wants you to leave right now, go into my living room and
go
just
over there and watch it.
season 1 and then come back and talk to me.
Did you get to the podcast? No, I just watched 4 episodes of Dead to Me.
Hey, how was the podcast? Oh, I watched television over at Kelly's. Because that's what she does.
Didn't want her to feel alone.
Morning show.
Oh.
Big fan.
Okay.
Reese Witherspoon and Jennifer Aniston, two of my favorite people in the whole world.
That's got to be fine. That's got
it's
to
on
be pretty
Apple
good.
TV. Not to flex too hard, but I'm just saying.
Got a free year with the new phone. Oh. Yeah.
Okay, you have a lot of work to do, my friend.
I watched the Beastie Boys documentary, and that was as much as I needed from Apple TV.
It made me sad.
The Beastie Boys documentary?
Yeah.
Tell me why, because I also have opinions about that.
Because it just made me feel really old.
Okay, good. I'm glad we're on the same page. We're on the same page. I was like,
I know that's really selfish.
I remember a significant amount of this.
From like when I was in my 20s. Yeah. So it made me feel really old.
Yep.
And I don't know, they just didn't look the same.
No, they don't look at all the same as you remember the Beastie Boys ever looking, because they're also old.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that was it was a splash of cold water on my face.
We've been watching, we blew through all of The Last Kingdom, which we thought we were just like discovering as the first people to ever watch The Last Kingdom. Turns out no.
Nope.
Lots of people have watched that show, really enjoy it. iZombie, watched a bunch of iZombie early quarantine to try and get through that.
How are you spelling iZombie? With an I or an E-Y-E?
It's literally an I, like iPhone, iPad. I don't know. It doesn't relate to anything, as far as I can tell. Maybe I missed it in
It's a catchy
all of the
title.
show we watched. Don't know why it's called iZombie, but we watched a bunch of that as well.
Did you enjoy it? Well, obviously, if you watched a lot.
It was good. The style is really interesting. It has a nice motif to it. I really enjoyed the kind of way that they produce the show.
Okay.
The concept is very interesting in that she works in a morgue, and long story short, she gets turned into a zombie. Not in the morgue.
Yeah,
she
it's
gets the job
usually
in the
not a
morgue
short
after.
story when that
Yeah.
happens.
It's always a long story coming on the zombie origins. But she ends up working at a morgue. Zombies, as it turns out, in this world, when you eat a brain, you have visions of memories from the person whose brain you ate.
Obviously.
And so she works in a morgue, and she solves crimes based on the memories of murder victims, because she eats their brains.
Oh.
If that is not enough of a pitch for you to go at least watch one episode of iZombie, I don't know what to tell you.
On what platform?
I think it was just on Netflix. I think we just streamed it on Netflix. Yeah.
It's just never just.
I'm sorry. It's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix. It's featured on Netflix.
We did sign up for Disney Plus in the quarantine as well.
Okay. Well, because you have a baby.
We have a baby. And yeah, that's why. Yeah. Not because we wanted to watch Lion King. Nope, definitely the baby. Okay. Definitely the baby.
Yeah, she seems like the Lion
But we have blown through a lot of Aladdin and the Lion King, and yeah, it's been great. We watched all of the Marvel movies like back to back. It was wonderful.
Maybe I should get that for Michelle.
It's good. It's a good gift. We've gifted it to multiple people now.
Maybe I will.
Yep.
Here's a show that I think you and I talked about briefly. Happy Endings.
Happy Endings. Yes, you hit me to Happy Endings. I'm very excited to delve into that.
It's really funny. Nice. There are several times sitting alone in quarantine here where I was laughing out loud.
Nice. That's awesome.
Not a care in the world. Not a care in the world.
Forgotten everything you were worried about.
Outlander, can't get into it.
Okay.
It's pretty much just Scottish porn, right?
Somebody who's a big Outlander fan, defend yourself.
Yeah.
Is it just Scottish porn?
Okay, do me a favor. If you're an Outlander fan, I need to hear from you. Not that there's anything wrong with porn.
No, not at all. But
they're selling it as like this, historical thing. It's just porn.
I mean, let's be honest. Last Kingdom's not far from that either. That's a very similar kind of aesthetic.
Like historical porn.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like historical fiction, but historical porn. Let me see what else. Oh, here's a thing.
Yeah.
I was just recently diagnosed with an ulcer.
Oh no. Oh no, Kelly, no.
I've had 2 people ask me if I've named it yet.
What?
What does that mean?
What?
Yeah.
Like name your pain?
And like one person, okay, but the second person who doesn't know the first person, they ask me, "Oh, did you name it? Like, is that a thing?
Yeah, is that a thing people do?
I guess it is. My answer is no.
I had kidney stones, and I sure as hell didn't name those.
Oh, you know what? I have had kidney stones. I want them out of my life. I don't want to name them. I want them nowhere near me.
So what's the deal with the ulcer? Like, what is the treatment regimen that you have to deal with?
I can't eat anything spicy.
Okay.
I can't have any coffee.
Oh, no.
I know. But here's the thing. I did tea for like 4 days, 5 days. Don't tell anyone. It's just between us, you guys. I've had coffee the past 2 mornings.
Yeah?
No problem.
No problems. Good.
I'm good.
Good.
I'm good.
My mother always threatened that I was going to get ulcers because I was just such a worryful kid. I just was always concerned about everything and everyone. And she was like, "You're going to get ulcers." I have absolutely no idea. One, if she's actually from New York, she's not.
Right. Because I was going to say the accent.
You're going to get ulcers. That's my mother voice. I have not at all what my mom sounds like. She's been on the show.
That has consistently been your mom voice.
Always an accent. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But
your mom is like kind of a Southern accent.
Yeah, right. Well, she does. Yeah, she's developed it as she's lived in North Carolina. There's a little bit of Southern creeping in there. Not at all,
Y'all gonna get y'all's ulcers.
Staten Island. But I have no idea if it's even connected. But
it is.
The worry and the ulcers feel like they have that's a cause.
There's a definite connection.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
So I'm sorry.
No, and thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But, I don't want to speak too soon, but it's been like a week since the last time I had blinding pain.
Debilitating pain.
That almost drove me to call friends of mine at odd hours to say, like, bring me to the emergency room.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And Michelle's out of town. She's working in New Hampshire for an extended period of time. So, like, what am I going to do? Like, ask the people upstairs? I can't stand the people upstairs.
I heard that there's maybe a light at the end of that tunnel.
Oh, indeed there is. The pigeon baby.
Fly, pigeon baby.
Pigeon baby's leaving. Adios, pigeon baby.
Wow, exciting.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
They should be out by the end of the month, yet I don't really see a lot of movement.
They're supposed to be out, whether that happens or not.
They just have their baby run louder and longer later into the evening, which was really, really sweet. Back, before I was furloughed, when I was getting up for work at 3:30 in the morning.
Right.
So I'd go to sleep at like 7 o'clock, 7:30.
Yeah.
Like an old person.
Like a responsible person who has to get up early.
Yeah. And there's like a toddler who's like dancing above my head.
Pigeoning around up there. Good. Well, I'm glad to hear there's going to be some...
I know, I'm super excited.
Some fly away time very, very soon for the pigeon baby.
So, I guess at some point we'll rent the apartment upstairs. Mm-hmm. We have a new neighbor across the street.
Okay.
I know that she has a mullet that looks very intentional.
I think I saw her coming in. She was going out to the car.
Blonde?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's in a band.
Oh.
That's all I know.
That's all you need to know.
That's all. Yeah, that's it.
Nice.
So, I kind of want to not get on her good side, but I want to be one of those people that she waves at when she sees me because sadly, not the case with a lot of my neighbors.
Well, you had a particular run-in from what I understand.
Sure did.
Uh-huh.
And I have the police documentation to prove it. Like a week and a half ago, right in like prime ulcer time.
Oh, God. That is never a time I want to be in.
It was the first May 95-degree day. So when was that? Like a week ago? I don't even know.
Yep.
First like warm day that we had. And I'm in my living room watching television like I do. Sure. And I hear this noise. I'm like, what is that? So I go over to the window. It's country music. Oh. Okay.
Now, not to disparage... No, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to disparage country music. If you listen to WOKO, I'm very surprised that you also listen to our show.
Thank you. And you know what? If you do, just stop doing one or the other.
You pick. Right? Pick your favorites. We're okay if we're on the chopping block. We get it.
One of them has to. Yeah, one of them has to be cut. I don't know.
I was gonna make a country music reference, and I realized that I didn't have a single modern country artist to reference.
No.
The names that went through my head about like if you just want to listen to, and it was like immediately like Garth Brooks and Travis Tritt and Tim McGraw. I'm like, do any of those people make music anymore? I don't know.
I don't even know. Are they alive?
I grew up in the Northeast Kingdom. I'm familiar with that era. That is all. Anyway,
yeah.
So
I was gonna go with like Teddy Pendergrass. I don't even know if he's a country singer.
Definitely not.
Sounds like one.
It does sound like one. Right? I'll give you that. It's got grass in the name. It's got to be a country singer.
Conway Twitty?
There you go.
There you go.
There you
if
go.
you want to listen to Conway Twitty. No,
That's a
you know
great,
what? If you listen
reference.
to Conway Twitty, I need you to listen to this. Everybody else, not so much. So I decided to go outside and say, yeah, where's that Conway Twitty coming from? Turns out it's my neighbor a block away. And
Jesus.
So I saw this next door neighbors, and I was like, hey, how you doing? Never met them before.
Okay.
But I figured, maybe I needed backup.
And also you kind of like a shared enemy. So maybe it's a natural
and they're
bond.
like, are you going over there? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, good for you. And they've been this guy's neighbor for years.
Yeah.
So I rang the doorbell, knocked on the door, nothing. And the next door neighbors said, oh, you should just go around the driveway. Okay.
Did you shout free chaw? That often will get country. No,
I think that was my mistake.
No,
I didn't yell anything, which is really weird.
It's unusual for
because
you.
It's
very off-brand.
It's 4 people against me, and I see like a lot of alcohol around, and I said, okay, like maybe I should just be cool about this.
Yeah.
And so I asked several times, can you just turn the music down?
Sure.
And his response, I lived here for 20 years. No, 50 years.
Oh.
And I said, okay, great. Could you turn the music down?
I'm not here for a history lesson. Right. I'm just interested.
I can come back for your family tree, but right now I just need you to maybe...
I don't need you to run me through your ancestry.com. I just want you to turn the music down.
And I'm not going to say who this person is, but he's a pillar of the community, as they say.
Sure.
So, I'm kind of not in a good place. And so I asked maybe 4 or 5 times. Yeah. And he said, well, I don't know, can I? And starts, kind of playing around with the remote.
Okay.
And I said, can you just like maybe get up and lower it? Thinking, we could have a conversation because I'm still, I'm like screaming.
You're screaming over the
blaring Twitty.
Yeah.
So then, and he goes, where do you live? And I said, I live a block away. He said, oh, it's going to be a long summer for you. I'm like, okay.
Oh, jeez.
You're just a dick.
Yeah.
It's like, this isn't going to end well.
No.
So then I left and I came back here, did what any normal person with an ulcer would do. I boiled some potatoes because I was hungry.
Classic.
And I happened to look out the window
move.
and there's a cop car.
Oh.
Huh.
Interesting.
Look at this.
Now, see, my first impulse would be, oh, good. The cops have reacted to this horrible disturbance of the peace.
Well, they were called.
Sure.
So I walked outside and was like, hi, how you doing? Cop's really friendly. He said, yeah, I'm looking for Kelly. I'm like, I'm Kelly. Yeah, I'm looking for Kelly Coffey in apartment C. And I said, yep, that's me.
Same, still me.
And he said, well, what apartment do you live in? I said, the door that I just walked through, it's apartment B. Well, I'm looking for Kelly Coffey in apartment C. I said, I'm Kelly Coffey, formerly of apartment C, currently of apartment B. There's been talk of me moving up to apartment A. We still have the pigeon family up there, so who the hell knows?
daughter would love this conversation. She loves her ABCs.
See?
So it'd be perfect for her.
So
Kelly Coffey of apartment B, nay C.
Damn it, I should have used that. But, adrenaline was going.
Sure, the cops are there.
And I said, so is there something that you can help Kelly Coffey with? I said, yeah, I just have to order this trespass warning. I'm like, oh, for me? Yeah, how did you go? And it said the person's name. Not going to say their name. Did you go to so-and-so's house?
Yeah.
I said, yeah, did you barge in? I said, there was no barge in.
I would object to that.
I was like on the other side of the fence. If I'm going to barge in and they have a pool, I'm going to barge in, yell cannonball, jump in their goddamn pool.
Was the door still on the hinges? And then I did not barge in. That's not how I barge.
Yes, so I said, it was really hot outside. And of course, everybody's looking out their window at this point.
Sure, of course.
Of course, I see my neighbors, Jamie and Devin, going by. Fans of the show.
Yeah.
And hey. So then they circled.
They to the cops.
So I said to the fine Winooski officer, I said, do you need me for anything?
Yeah.
And he said, well, I need you to sign this. And I said, okay, can you just leave it in my mailbox?
Yeah.
I said, I told you I need you to sign this. Okay. You knock on my door when you're ready, but I'm going to go back in the house.
Yeah.
So then he knocks on the door and I said, can you back up? Because he didn't have a mask on.
Oh, sure.
He put his mask on and said, 6 feet. Maybe we can do that. And he said, here you go. And I said, oh, you didn't need me to sign this? And he said, no, I explained everything to you. I said, then put it in my mailbox.
What did we just go over?
5 minutes ago we had this conversation.
Just you and me just talked about this.
But the upside, I have something really funny for my refrigerator now.
It's a great conversation piece.
And, and the music was turned down.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so ultimately, you got what you wanted.
It's like I have to fight crime here. You know what? Dyke City's not as safe as it used to be. It's really not. And, and without that reference in the cold open, that might not make a lot of sense.
So if we did leave it, it's already funny. If we didn't leave it, it's still funny, just really randomly funny. You were mentioning the fact that now that everybody is home, there's just a lot of people, and you specifically called out lesbians walking on the road around the Greater Winooski area.
Not calling them out, calling them in.
No,
really?
yeah.
Just like noticing them.
Right, sure. Yeah.
Because I will spend a good, hour sitting at my kitchen table staring out the window.
Yeah, people watching. Now that there's people out there, why not?
There's people.
You're home, they're around.
People and dogs.
Yeah.
People and dogs,
Yep.
yeah. So there's a lot of,
So you were going to propose a change to the Winooski tagline.
Yeah, what was it? Oh, Winooski, formerly the Onion City, now Dyke City. And we could use the road vagina as the logo.
Yeah, road vagina's still not underway,
No.
I should point out.
I saw something about it, but I didn't care.
If you haven't listened to the Road Vaginas episode, I believe it's the title of the episode, because why wouldn't you make that the title? Go back and check that episode out. They're trying to do a road thing here. It's just it doesn't seem like a good idea. They still haven't done it, so who knows? I think maybe if we got that name change underway, that would, put a little...
That'd be like a little motivator.
Put a little oomph behind them.
What I mean?
We got to get the vaginas installed, because now that we're Dyke City,
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, it really works out.
We'll see.
So that, that took up a lot of my time.
Sure.
Making enemies and stuff in town. And I was texting someone after this had happened, and I started thinking, oh, damn you, Steve Jobs.
As one does. Randomly throughout the day.
And just so you know, my fist is in the air.
Yes, she is making a
pointed towards
get off my lawn motion.
An angry god. You turned down that Conway Twitty. Do you want some Kelly Coffey history?
Give it to me.
My parents were asked to leave a Conway Twitty concert back in the day.
You got to go above and beyond.
Yeah, they were. It was my mom and my dad and two of their friends. I think my godparents.
Awesome.
They were yelling at him. I don't remember what they were yelling, but they were calling him Conway Cadillac.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I was told the story when I was 4. So I'm sure there's a lot of references that I really don't understand. But
remember that time we got kicked out of that show for yelling at Conway Twitty?
Calling him Conway Cadillac?
It's all worth it for that. It's all worth it.
Doesn't this show make a lot more sense now?
With a little background, right? With a little bit of history.
It's
rolled
genetic.
In.
It's genetic.
So you were upset at Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
There were plenty of people upset at Steve Jobs for many things, but talk to me about what was going on, what was going through your mind there.
Because I realized, I think there should be, and I want there to be, I don't know who to write to. I'm going to write to them. I'm not going to call them. I'm going to write to them.
That gets action.
How do we get... Dear sir, or madam.
Or madam.
How do we get a douchebag emoji? Right? Wasn't that just really overlooked?
I love the idea that this is a huge oversight specifically on the part of Steve Jobs.
Well,
he knew himself, and you're telling me he didn't make an emoji?
I think that's why.
You think that's why? It was intentionally omitted?
Just answer our own question.
What would the douchebag emoji be?
I think it would just be like a rubber...
We're all the way in now, Kelly. Just keep. Yes. I was looking for an opportunity.
Nice.
Okay.
I guess just like a rubber bag.
Okay, a rubber bag. Okay,
right?
Sure. But that would distinctly
like
not
a hot water bottle.
I was going to say, would it look like a hot water bottle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, can we Google douchebags? I'm going to do
It's just going to be like the entire cast of Jersey Shore.
Pretty much.
And like
me. My neighbor.
It's you dash cammed from that cop out there who was serving you the trespass.
Footnote, I can't go on this person's property for 1 year.
Oh, no.
I know. I'm really bummed out.
How will you attend their incredibly ridiculous parties in which they play
I'll have to wear some
WOKO
kind
nonstop?
of costume. I'll wear my Conway Twitty costume. All right, I've looked up
I'm Kelly Coffey, but the first word is with a C and the second word is with a K. Say a different person. And I live in apartment A.
I live in apartment D. All right, all I've gotten so far is how to date a douchebag. Don't be a douchebag. Are you a douchebag? How to look like a douchebag. I I'd rather not be a douchebag.
I love it. It's such a roller coaster.
Evolution of the douchebag.
How do I be? How do I not be? How do I date? How do I stay away from? I love this.
Wow. Oh, here we go. Oh, there's related searches. Actual douchebag.
That's
bro
a
douchebag.
medical situation.
And women's douchebag.
Okay.
And then douchebag medical. Let's go douchebag medical.
Okay. Oh, God. I'm glad you're looking at these search results and not me.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
Right?
So it is distinct. Okay. Yeah. I could see that. Yeah.
It kind of looks like an old enema bag.
It looks, the blue ones look a little bit like one of those reed diffusers from a long ways away. A little vase.
Yeah.
With
Or is that what the doctor uses when I get my ears cleaned twice a year?
When babies are born, don't they use those in the nose?
It's like a suction.
Yeah, it looks very similar to that.
So there you go. Babies are now born with a douchebag to their face. I do know an OBGYN RN. A lot of letters getting thrown at you.
That's a lot of letters.
I'm going to ask her.
About the douchebag emoji?
Yeah.
What her opinion would be on the douchebag
if that's
emoji?
what they use.
Oh, if that's what they actually use.
Like a baby douchebag bag to suction a baby.
Do you call that the mini douche that you get when the baby's born? Yo, hand me the mini douche real quick. I'm just going to...
And for a second I thought, we weren't going to have anything to talk about.
So Kelly and I were texting to set up the recording time today, and I said, I'm very excited. I got to let you know I haven't really given any thought to what we're going to talk about. And Kelly's very expected reply was, don't worry, I got us both.
Yeah. Started jotting some things down.
You never disappoint on the subjects, Kelly.
But it's a very sad little list of my life.
Well, I don't think it's sad at all. Also, it's not little. I'm sitting here. It's not a little list.
No, it's not. But, douchebag emoji. Ulcer, trespass order. What has my life become?
Well, what has it become? Because as you mentioned, you were considering additional titles for us.
Oh,
and I think this falls right in line with that conversation, since you're doing it right now. You're doing what your title on this podcast would be.
Well, since I don't have anything else to do, although this semester I am taking 3 classes instead of 2.
Well, I mean, that's something.
So I'm not going to be sitting around listening to Conway Twitty all day long at my neighbor's house.
2 to 3 hours maximum of Twitty time.
Any longer in the pool, I'll burn. So... Hey, would you reapply that sunscreen and turn up the music louder? Because I can still hear myself think.
The Twitty's not drowning out the demons quite enough, just at this moment.
Too much Conway, not enough Twitty. I think I want to be the content coordinator.
Oh, ooh.
Right?
You are. I mean, that fits you to a T.
Okay.
I think content coordinator, let's put that on the LinkedIn profile.
Oh.
Content coordinator
I don't have that.
You don't need it.
It's not like I work. Used to be employed at UVM Medical Center. Current content coordinator.
I love it.
Kelly, why did you leave your job at UVM Medical Center? Well, I have a little bit of a bug going on up here.
Turned out.
And I really wanted to focus full time on being the content coordinator for a podcast that 34 people listen to. Some of them, we force them to.
It's a big job.
Right?
Content coordinator for this show is not a part-time position.
I have, in addition to taking an additional class, have decided to start gardening.
Oh, nice.
Now, in previous years, although we've always had a garden, Michelle and I have always had a garden, she's usually the one who does the actual planting.
Got it.
And the tending.
Okay.
The tending of the garden.
Sure, tend the garden, yeah.
And I would complain that things weren't, why do those carrots take so long? I'm that person. She's sweating her ass off, getting, narrowly escaping being stung by bees.
And you're just critiquing.
And I'm I'm just going to take these tomatoes home because I'm hungry.
Exclusively critique and consumption.
Yep,
are your roles in the garden.
Content coordinator.
To coordinate the content of your garden into my fridge.
So this year I am starting a garden.
Nice.
Yeah,
Congrats.
I'm excited. So I'm doing tomatoes, which I can no longer eat because of my ulcer. Peppers, same.
Okay.
And
bat in 1,000.
Yeah. So I guess a lot of people are just going to get tomatoes and peppers from now until August or September.
Gardening for others.
Yep, that's what I do.
That's an important thing to take care of in the quarantine.
And I've been spending a lot of time in the yard just because, I like to sit outside sometimes when I'm not in front of the television.
Take a little break.
Right? And take a little snooze. Maybe.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
You know, every day at 2 o'clock I take a nap.
I'm so proud of you.
I know.
It's great. I'm so proud of you and so jealous.
It's like a half an hour, maybe 45 minutes. Anything beyond that, I'm out for the night.
Your alarm did go off. Your alarm did go off as I was setting up for the podcast. Because you very smartly were like, well, I want to make sure I'm awake.
I wanted to make sure that it
gets here.
Yeah. I don't want to sleep through this podcast. You kidding me? Wake up and you're just talking.
Welcome to Bitter Coffee. We've all got to be really quiet right now. Kelly's in the next room sleeping. I didn't have the heart to wake her up.
We can hear Kelly and Poppy snoring. And I'll record it.
If you're lucky, I'll record it. And I'll send you a copy.
Can't whisper and laugh at the same time. So I've been spending a lot of time out in the yard, just, kind of doing my thing. And I decided that it was going to be my job to get rid of what I thought was like one bee's nest.
Oh.
In the yard.
You assumed that whole nest was occupied by but a single bee.
I didn't know.
You don't know how bees work.
So
who does?
I hop on the YouTube. And they said if you take 2 tablespoons of peppermint oil.
Okay.
And 2 cups or 4 cups, whatever, of water, and you spray it into the nest.
Yeah.
The bees will never come back.
Interesting.
So I assumed that the bees were out during the day, out flying around. So
now maybe
a
usually,
good time.
I
forgot.
But during quarantine,
it's pandemic.
It's a pandemic out here, Kelly.
Got a bit of a bug going on up here.
In the bee's nest.
Yep. So I thought they were out for the day because they're flying around everywhere. I'm like, well,
sure.
they can't be
Couldn't
home.
Possibly be any bees in the nest.
Nope.
No.
If I bothered to watch the entire video, I just basically got the recipe. I'm like, oh, I'm good. So I took this squirt bottle and after, making my
solution.
Thank you.
Yep.
It's been a long time since I've really talked to anybody face to face. So I'm losing words. It's fine.
No one is going to judge you right now.
Stupid pandemic. So I started squirting it into the hornet's nest. Sort of. Right?
I mean, you got to extrapolate that one, but it's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. Those who know. And they all started flying out of the hive.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
No, didn't know that was coming at all.
It's kind of like I was like changing the lock when they weren't home. That's what I was doing. Because they hate the smell of peppermint oil. And I was like, I'll show you.
Animals hate peppermint oil. Mice, apparently, as well. That's a thing. You put peppermint oil on stuff.
Remember
I do.
Remember the great
the car situation.
Cricket scare?
Yes. The great cricket scare.
Remember? That's what we had to do.
Of episode 1.
Peppermint and eucalyptus. Yep. And then in my car, again, mice.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So the bees were not happy.
Nope.
So that was accurate.
Nope.
However, they were home.
They
as it
were,
turned
in
out.
fact, home. Yeah.
Yikes. And so there was a lot of sudden panic. And now, has it been successful? Are they?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's like 1 or 2 that are hanging around like, what's up?
We're immune. We built up an immunity over our childhood.
So they stay on their end of the porch and I stay on mine.
That's a common issue, I think, right now, where people are like, oh, I can go to the internet and get that information, and then you get part of the information and you don't bother with the rest of it. Nope. And then, listen, you're trying to solve your problems, and I respect it.
I just needed to watch the entire 4-minute video.
You were in for maybe a minute and 45 instructional session.
The music was really annoying. The guy's voice was bothering me.
Did you immediately go back to YouTube and leave a comment? Please front load with the "there will be bees in the nest" part.
Oh, well, I thought about it, and I figured, people are going to have to find it.
I don't want to be alone in this pain.
So, if you're going to get rid of a hornet's nest, a wasp's nest, or I think a yellow jacket.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Also hate peppermint oil.
Yeah, I mean, bumblebees are cool.
Oh, sure.
They're not aggressive. They're like, hey, girl. I'm like, hey, girl. It's fine.
Buzz, buzz, buzz.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Watch the entire video and maybe do it early in the morning when they're still asleep. I
love the idea of like the daily commute of the bees. Like they get up at 7:30, 8 o'clock, depending on the day. They get a good breakfast.
Sure.
And then they're out. They're out the hive for the day. They're working hard.
I'm like, what bee is home? I mean, I'm home.
The phrase is like busy bees.
Yeah.
Like you would think they would be busy outside, out of the home. But again, what with the pandemic? I'm not.
Is that a saying? Busy bee?
Yeah, busy bee.
Okay.
Buzzing around, buzz, buzz, buzz.
Yeah, yeah. You're
busy
right.
beaver also a thing, but busy bee.
Right.
Like busy's, yeah. Mm-hmm. Now that one made a lot of sense.
So watch the entire video and maybe spray your peppermint oil when they're asleep. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk, everybody.
So unless you have anything else that you particularly want to touch on.
No.
Okay.
But we should. I want to thank our sponsors.
Oh yes, of course, of course.
I want to thank the Polarity Foundation.
Of course, as always, thank you so much to the Polarity Foundation. Yep.
That makes this podcast possible.
Indeed.
Sometimes feeling impossible. And also to our sponsor, Doggy Styles.
Yes. Shout out Doggy Styles.
And I haven't been there in a long time because, pandemic.
What with the pandemic?
But I have to bring Poppy back there soon. I'm going to get their phone number. Hang on one second. I have to get out of the douchebag Google search.
Yeah, I hope that we haven't caused a whole bunch of people to Google douchebags. And let me take that back. I hope that we have caused a lot of people to Google douchebags.
Oh my God. I went into contacts
and typed
in douchebag.
What comes up, Kelly? You want to put somebody on blast?
No, I do not.
All right,
no,
fine.
I do not. Okay. Doggy Styles. They can be reached at 802-654-7387.
For all of your grooming services.
And I know that they're doing like a curbside.
Oh, I was curious
kind of
what their situation is right now.
Yeah, they're doing curbside.
Yeah, shout out to all the businesses who have had to figure out how to business in this current environment. I've been very impressed with a bunch of folks. Also, I have no idea what's going to happen to me when I go to any business or try to patronize any establishment. I have absolutely no idea what I'm in for.
Have you been getting takeout?
Occasionally, just
where
time
are you
to time.
getting it from?
So we have done Milton Diner because it's literally
right
15
there.
feet from us.
Sure.
And then the McGillicuddy's on the Green in Colchester.
Yes.
They've done a really nice job where they have tables set up in their little foyer area. You don't even really go into the restaurant, and you pay on the phone. They put your food there. You sign for it when you get there. They have a clean pens, dirty pens glasses to sign with.
I see.
You never talk to or see anyone. You just grab your order and you're out the door. It's great.
Can I tell you something?
You can.
Years ago, I would have food delivered, and I would just say to the person, "Can you just leave it on my porch?"
Oh yeah.
This is years ago.
Yeah, you were ahead of the curve.
I'm going 2007, 2008.
Nice.
It's a dark time in my life. Not really going to get into it too much. So a few weeks ago, back when I was still working.
Back when I was amongst the employed.
Yep. We had food delivered to the hospital on Saturday.
Yeah.
It was me and one other person, my friend Molly. Shout out Molly.
Hey, Molly.
And I gave pretty specific directions as to where the person should drop off the food because there's only one door open.
Okay.
And of course, when they pulled in, they went to the wrong door and I had to walk outside.
Yeah.
And she had a sticker on her car.
Okay.
And I didn't want to mess with her once I saw this sticker because I was going to be like, hey, food's a little cold.
Yeah.
Food's a little late.
Yeah.
You know, no gloves, no mask, no nothing. But she did have a sticker on the side of her car that said 5 speeds of I don't give a fuck. That's my line in the sand. And I said,
wow.
Okay, you know what?
Okay.
Nope, I'm just going to take my cold burrito or whatever it was.
I mean, she's setting the table. She's saying to you, feel free to complain. Guess what? You're just going to fall amongst one of the 5 speeds of I do not give a fuck.
Now, could there be 5 speeds if I don't give a fuck?
I don't. Now I'm interested.
Yep.
That sounds like fun. Yeah, you'd have to really ratchet it up for 5th gear if I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So, but she was obviously in the 5th gear of not giving a fuck.
At that point, yeah.
When she dropped off our food. So, she had a cigarette hanging in her mouth. It was not a lit cigarette.
Oh.
But she had smoked part of it.
Oh. Just saving it for later.
I'm just going to keep this here. Gotta drop off your food.
Wow.
I don't give a fuck.
That's 3rd gear. The unlit, half-smoked cigarette.
Yeah.
Is that a 3rd gear of I don't give a fuck?
It. Sure feels like it. So
maybe that's the show title. 5th gear of I don't give a fuck.
I'm sure Apple won't mind.
They'll be fine with that. It's a goddamn pandemic. What are they gonna do?
Exactly.
We're creating content for their platform. They should feel honored.
You're welcome, Steve Jobs, without the douchebag emoji. Jesus Christ.
So Apple, if you're out there, and we know you are, get on that, please. We'd love the douchebag emoji. Thank you, everybody, for being you and for being with us and for listening to the show. It's been wonderful, Kelly, potting with you once again.
Same.
I already can't wait to do it again.
I know. You should come back tomorrow.
And
you're right.
and thank everybody for listening. As always, you can reach us on social media, and we love you too, because God damn it, we need something to keep us entertained these days.
I got nothing to do.
Our intro and outro music is brought to you by John Worthy and the Bens, and we will talk to you next time here on Bitter Coffee. Stay fresh, cheese bags.
Wear a mask.
Oh my goodness.
Woo!
That was fun. It's so great talking to you, Kelly.
We have to do this all the time.
I know. I really miss it.
I'm
It's so
probably
much
just
fun.
I'll just move in with you guys. Make it easier.
We've been shopping for a house.
What's up with the condo?
I mean, it's fine. It's fine. We just have. It's amazing, and I've
Bit of a
said
ghost
this before.
problem, bit of a spirit issue.
I don't know if you heard. We got a little bit of a bug going on over there, and I just feel like we need a fresh start.
Sure.
The amount of stuff that a very small child actually owns, they don't know they own it. We technically own it, but it's all for them.
Yeah.
It's incredible. It's fine. Like, as the president of the association, I just want to put a big stamp on the Ivy Lands condos. Great place to live.
Yep.
If you're ever in the market
Are you really the president of the association?
I am. Fortunately, I have people who have been doing the other roles in this for years,
Yep.
and they're very helpful and like
Perfect.
super in. And when I went to meet with the existing president and kind of hand the torch off, he was like, just so you know, this is by far the easiest job. Like, the treasurer and the secretary basically do everything. So and you just like sign the checks.
You head up an administration who does all the work for you. Can you just go out and
play a lot of golf,
yell at the media? I eat a lot of cheeseburgers. I play a lot of golf.
I never have to wear a mask.
It's perfect.
It's really great.
No, that's great.
It's really great.
You can yell at people.
I'm on Twitter all the time.
All the time. What do you say to the American people? That's a nasty question. What do you say to the people in Milton? That's a nasty question.
Yeah, whenever anybody texts me is like, Derek, can we get somebody to come and mow the lawn a little bit sooner? It's like, listen, I think that's a nasty question.
Yep, absolutely.
And only someone like you and your failing organization would ask me that kind of a question.
Fake lawn.